Hey y'all, hey, and welcome to another session of Meditations with Marigny. So, I want to say that if this is your first time with me, I thank you for visiting, and I would like for you to click like. I would love for you to share this with a friend, and I would love for you to subscribe. So, this morning, I wanted to just jump on and talk about when you are in a slingshot position with God to trust Him. I don't really know how I'm going to title that. I think I'm going to say something like trust God with your slingshot faith or something to that sort. But I am in the middle of a major transaction. I've been talking about it for for the past couple of weeks, and it is now in motion. So officially, I have resigned from my current position, and I am moving back into the education field. And in that, today I completed my onboarding for my new position. And the challenge with this, guys, is about around February, I learned that I was not going to be able to transition into the classroom as I had anticipated as a teacher. I am transitioning as a paraprofessional. Anybody that knows the difference between the two, you know exactly what I'm facing. And I'm sharing this testimony because this morning when I got up, I was so nervous. Like when I say nervous, my hands were literally like shaking like this. I could not control them. Even now, as I'm talking to you, I still feel some level of nervousness. And when I say nervousness, anytime that you are stepping into a dimension where God is doing something with you, there should be some level of anxiety and I'm not talking about a negative anxiety. I'm talking about anxiety as in you are uncomfortable. When you are walking out what God has told you to do, it is not going to be comfortable. And so I'm saying that to you because I know that this video is going to be for the purpose of encouraging somebody that is trusting God to do something major in their life. And when he showed me, baby girl, you are dealing with slingshot faith right now. What I am doing is testing you to see, will you honor what I have called you to do at this moment in your life? So then I'll know that I can trust you with what I'm getting ready to take you to. What we often have to look at, sometimes we see people when they get to the mountaintop, but we don't see what they had to go through to climb up that mountain. We don't see that people like me, I literally cannot swim. I I had a drowning experience almost, and I won't say drowning, but I had a situation where I almost drowned when I was younger. And when I came out of that pool, prior to that, I didn't have any fear of the water. But when I came out of that pool, I was around 10, 12 years old, somewhere in there. I was on a youth retreat with my church. And when I came out of that pool, I was afraid to ever get back in the water again. And I've never seen pool water the same. I don't see the ocean the same, none of that. And so with what has taken place with me, it has been difficult for me to trust people around the water. So I'm using that example because I need y'all to understand that I can't swim. And in this situation that I'm in with God right now, I just jumped all the way in the deep. Like I'm just like, Lord, either you gonna save me or you gonna let me go all the way up under. And when it comes to relationships, and I'm sorry if I'm yelling, y'all, but it's because I'm so excited. I'm happy. I'm nervous. I'm anxious. I'm scared. I'm all of that. And I thought about it this morning and I said, companionship is not just about, sometimes people think it's about money or they think it's about sex. It's about, man, this right here is something that if I had my mate with me, then I could bounce it off of him. And even if nothing else, if he just said, baby, it's okay, we got this and we gonna make it through this process together. But being out here by myself, what God is showing me is that I'm teaching you how to trust me. And then you will know then how to trust him. That's good. That's good. Because you can trust me in this position right here where you are. And I believe that God is going to open a door just as sure as I take the faith and I walk through this process that he has put before me. I believe that he is going to open doors that no man could have opened. that he is going to prepare the hearts of people who are already going to assist me in this process. So I'm saying that to say to you, whoever it is that's watching this video, trust God. Let him put you in a slingshot position. If you guys know what a slingshot is, people don't even talk about that no more. The kids don't play with it. Little boys used to have them all the time. You get the slingshot and you put you a rock or a pebble in there and you find you something that you're going to aim at and you shoot it and you shoot your shot. And when you pull the slingshot goes in a negative direction so that it can spring forward. And what God showed me is that with this whole salary situation, it's looking like you're going backwards, but I'm getting ready to shoot you forward. I'm getting ready to move you in a place of posture where, because of your faith is what is going to open the door. Your faith is what is going to touch the hearts of man. Your faith is what is going to give you the ability to walk through the process, even when it looks dark. It's your faith. And so some of us have been asking God for something and we've been trusting him for some things. And maybe you're at a crossroad where you're trying to figure out what you're going to do. I'm a single mother. It ain't no salary to fall back on. Like, once I put it out there, I was like, oh Lord, oh my God. But you know what else came out of that? When I gave the conversation, because I didn't give my resignation till this past Friday. But when I talked to my supervisor and she went and talked to my director and my assistant director and the assistant vice president of our department, do you know what they said? They said, we want to know, what can we do to keep you? We want to know, can we match what they're giving you? At that time, I knew it was going to probably be a salary decrease, but I was thinking, no, you can't match this because this is God. You can't match when you're on assignment. And one of the things I shared with my director last week is I told her, I said, as much as this is a bittersweet opportunity, I'm going back in to do what I'm passionate about and to help other children and to make sure that I'm cultivating the next generation. But at the end of the day, my assignment here is complete. What God needed for me to do and pour into this building and into this office and into this staff, he's already done that. And what some of us have to understand is when our assignment is over, we have to know when it's time to move to the next one. So when you're on assignment, it's not about how much money you make. It's not about how many days that you get off. It's not about the benefits package. It's about what are you going to be able to benefit for the package that God has placed before you. That's good. That's good right there. The package that you say that you want, the one thing that you say that you've been inquiring about, the one thing that you say you desire, what are you willing to do to benefit the package? Most people are looking to see what they can get out of it. And God is saying, especially as I loop this back around to relationships, what are you willing to give? The one thing that I know that God is going to use me for is to heal my mate in some areas. And I'm not talking about healing for unhealthy people. I'm talking about the healing that the scar that may have been there, God is going to almost make it disappear. And it's going to take a different type of woman to be able to do that for the man that God has called me to do that for. And the interesting thing is that he's going to do the same thing for me. And so that's why if you look at my video from yesterday where I talked about making sure that you have somebody that has the capacity. Does he have the capacity to carry you? Don't settle for somebody that you think that is nice or that they have certain things that they offer you. Does he have the capacity to do what God needs for you to have done for you? Because if he doesn't have the capacity, then you're not going to have the capacity to respect him. You're not going to have the capacity to honor him. You're not going to have the capacity to respect his decisions. Talking to somebody today, and they, people sick of being in relationships where somebody don't trust their decision. If you don't trust his decision, then why are you with him? If you don't trust her ability to be able to let you lead, then why are you continuing in that relationship? As we move forward with what God is doing for the kingdom, He is going to do more and more things like what he's doing with me right now. You're going to have to trust God all the way. Like I can't swim and you're going to have to jump all the way in the water. I'm all the way out there now. I can't go back. So guess what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to learn to swim. And I'm saying that from a figurative language perspective, but I'm also speaking literally. I believe that I will know that I can trust my man when I say I'll trust him with that part of me. Because that's a part that I'm afraid to give to anybody in the natural. I'm afraid to let somebody teach me how to swim. Because I don't know whether or not they'll let me go into the deep. And when you can trust like that in your relationship, that's when you're going to be successful. So if you didn't get nothing else out of this today, understand that if you are in a position where God is transitioning you from one place to another, you got to trust that you got to jump all the way in the deep. Don't look for no lifeguard. Don't look for nothing. Just say, God, what you going to do? Now listen, pray. I'm going to tell you right now, there's been a lot of prayer that has gone forth for this. So this is not something I just did on a whim. This is God has been praying over me and dealing with me since maybe about 4 or 5 months ago. So this is not something that I just decided to do today. He started preparing me back then. And I didn't understand it, but I'm understanding it now. So understand that God will give you everything that you need. Walk out your divine destiny and don't be afraid to walk out your slingshot faith. All right. If you enjoyed this video, I need for you to press like. I need for y'all to share it with a friend. And then I need for you to subscribe. Help me get my numbers up. All right. Bye.